Failure at school is not the end of life, and sometimes school does not determine where or how someone's life turns out. We have numerous examples of people who failed terribly at school, but their lives are flourishing. We have people who did tremendously well, but their lives are in shambles. They hardly make their ends meet, and they are suffering. They are tarmacking. They are regretting. And they are also ashamed because there was this notion that those people who perform well at school will have good lives and nothing will come between them and success in their lives. But how they turned out is just sad. School is good and education is necessary to add to the knowledge to which we already have, and also to add to the talents that we already have. But sometimes we go through a system and just become programmed to a level where we forget that we can still exist, we can still use our gifts and talents and go further in life. And when people don't realize this and focus more on school and grades and results, there is where we get lost. Because on this whole wide world, not everybody can get employed. Not everybody is meant to be employed. Not everybody can sit in the office. Not everybody wants that white collar job. Not everyone wants to be an architect or an engineer or a doctor or a surgeon or a top lawyer and so on and so forth. Why? Because we are gifted differently, even upstairs. Whatever it is that you want, I might not want it. I might want something else, and that diversity is what brings the beauty and brings the ease of life, and is what brings meaning to each and every one of us. Therefore, some of us need to stop beating up ourselves about the grades we got at school, in college, in campus. We need to stop beating up ourselves and start looking in various directions and start introspecting and looking deep inside of ourselves for the gifts that God could have deposited in us. Because many are the times where we keep blaming the government, we keep blaming the relatives who are not helping, we keep blaming our generational curses, we keep blaming a lot of things, the economy, the politicians, that uncle who is well off, who is connected but not helping. And we are blinded to the fact that we can never be the same. And we are designed for different purposes. Therefore, it is necessary to go through a school, but it's not maybe necessary to have a job, because maybe you are an employer. Maybe you are an innovator. Maybe you are a founder of something. Maybe you have a hobby that may take you places. Maybe you might start something that may change your life. And school was only necessary not because of the grades, but for you to add on whatever it is that God deposited in you. Therefore, we may complain too much about lack of jobs and everything and beat up ourselves and think otherwise how well we could have done. We beat up ourselves and sink into self-denial and develop anxiety, thinking that there is something we could have done. But that is simply school and the education we are getting trying to corrupt, or rather swaying our attention and make us believe that you can never amount to anything or somebody if you don't perform well at school, without realizing that it's just a system meant to actually help maybe those who don't really have a clue on what to do in their lives. So having known that education doesn't determine how somebody's life turns out, it's a motivation enough to not limit ourselves. It's a motivation enough not just to look in one direction and just kill our hobbies and our gifts and talents. It's a motivation enough to diversify, to look elsewhere. We should not be locked up on one thing that is not working. We should not either keep regretting on the things, or rather the grades that we did not get due to different reasons. And let me assure you one thing, that when you read a Bible, you will never lack a job.
Living life, every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. Fuck me, I'm looking in the mirror, so foggy, but I've never seen clearer. I don't really think anyone can save me, and honestly I'm not really sure I want saving. I like to be my own worst enemy. There's no risk if you don't try at anything, so I'ma just keep buying everything. See you in the next life, have to be a better me. I don't think that my head's on straight, gotta flip it and grip it and go and get an x-ray. What's wrong with me? I just feel weight pushing on my chest and it squeezes till I suffocate. Better change my mindset, meditate. It's pretty cool that I'm alive and have better days. I could walk, see, hear, I should celebrate. Think I could change my mind, maybe elevate.